Just a quick filter on Instagram and nearly all of my wrinkles are gone. With one swipe, I'm young and beautiful again. Wow. But what effects do these beauty tricks really have on us? How social media affects our self-image, our topic today on Shift. Stunning pictures like these are becoming increasingly common in advertisements. Curvy models like Paloma Elsesser are all the rage. But on Instagram, our feeds are dominated by perfected images with plumped-up lips and perfectly smooth hair. It's no secret that nowhere else has more retouching and filtering than Instagram, and it has an impact on us when we are surrounded only by digitally enhanced standards of beauty.
Instagram is a global phenomenon. Sadly, so is body shaming on the platform. An Indian study of students has shown that there is a clear correlation between using social media and the development of anxiety disorders and depression. Very similar results were found by a British study of 1,500 participants aged between 14 and 24. According to the researchers, Instagram has the worst influence among all forms of social media, as it hugely affects the way we see our bodies. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And why is that?
When you see this world of perfect bodies, it's understandable that it makes you feel unhappy with yourself. It makes you think, why don't I have an amazing body like that person?
Has that driven you to diet or do extra exercise?
I exercise with an app, but I don't think it does much. I eat very little. In the past 3 days, I haven't eaten anything proper besides some toast. That's how my stomach is so flat. And that's how I like my body.
That's not healthy.
That's true. I make her eat.
It's really alarming that social media can have such an effect. But the girl's worries are not unfounded, because people who don't fit with the supposed norm can quickly become victims of body shaming on Instagram. Hate comments are sadly a reality every day.
Body shaming comes in many different forms and affects lots of different types of people. Often it's women, but also men with larger bodies.
I get tons of fat comments shaming my body, putting my body down all the time, which is not okay and not acceptable. But this comment kind of took it to a new level, and they commented on my post and pretty much told me to take my life.
At 61, I'm still dealing with it. You think I'm not tired of it, lady? Where's the compassion? You think a stupid little comment like you need to lose weight? Not helpful.
Even stars like Billie Eilish experience body shaming. The US singer created a video on the topic that she plays at her concerts. It's already been played on YouTube more than 30 million times, probably making it the most successful ever anti-body shaming video.
We make assumptions about people based on their size. We decide who they are. We decide what they're worth. If I wear more, if I wear less, who decides what that makes me? What that means? Is my value based only on your perception? Or is your opinion of me not my responsibility?
Body shaming is often linked to weight, but not always. Any body part can be judged.
So it can be really crushing to our sense of self-esteem. It may manifest in not just body dissatisfaction, but disordered eating or even substance use or abuse. So it can be really difficult for people to deal with negative feedback, especially public negative feedback, if this is something that anyone can see.
Negative feedback can hurt, especially when it's about your body. So far, Instagram hasn't done very much to counter this type of hate speech. Luckily, though, being on social media is not compulsory.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with removing yourself from online spaces that aren't positive and supportive, that people seem to forget. I think sometimes that we have a choice in terms of what online apps or spaces that we engage in. And if something is not a positive experience, we don't have to be there. We can move on. We also have a lot of control in terms of curating our newsfeed in places like Instagram. And we can follow people who are mental health professionals, body image advocates, people who are part of the body positivity movement, generally supportive, accepting individuals. And in doing so, social media can then become a more positive influence in individuals' lives.
Social media can also have a beneficial impact on how we value ourselves. So it can be a force for good. The worst thing about all this competition for clicks and likes on Instagram is that these images aren't even real. So much can be faked. If Instagram's inbuilt tools aren't enough for you, you could also use apps like Facetune or Snapseed. Welcome to the wonderful, brave new world of make-believe.
I made my nose thinner and my eyes bigger on photos. Classic things that many women do on Instagram.
Making the face or waist slimmer. Changing the color of the skin. That's no problem with these apps. On Instagram alone, there are millions of airbrushed and photoshopped images. It's a seductive but unreal world that we're buying into. What's that doing to our values?
One trend that's happening on Instagram and other social media now is these dolls' faces with the big eyes, where people don't look like themselves anymore. And the other trend is being the wife, being engaged, or being the mother. There are studies, such as the one by the Malisa Foundation, that show women, who are popular on Instagram, place a lot of emphasis on feminine attributes. And when we put all that together, we could be creating a weak generation of young women who are getting taught bad values.
But men can also suffer from digital beauty standards. No wonder, really, when you're confronted with images of washboard apps every day. Thankfully, there are people campaigning against this, like the Italian organization Frida. But back to six-packs. Why are revealing pictures so popular on Instagram? Is it because Instagram users want to see them? Or is it because of the algorithms that Instagram keeps so secret? An experiment by the organization Algorithm Watch aimed to find out.
A professional Instagrammer told us that she felt that if she posted photos that didn't show a lot of skin, they wouldn't reach her followers. So we thought, can we prove that? Can we research that?
For the experiment, 26 volunteers installed a browser extension to follow selected influencers. The extension regularly opened Instagram and kept a record of which posts were at the top of the feed. In total, 1,700 posts with 2,700 photos were analyzed. This was the result.
When an influencer posts a picture, it is much more likely to be seen if the picture shows more skin.
Photos of women in underwear or a bikini were 54% more likely to be shown, and photos of topless men 28% more likely.
Instagram has tried to discredit the experiment by Algorithm Watch. It says there were too few participants and that they might have already liked bikini photos, which would have influenced the algorithm, well, possibly. There is at least one way to get back at the algorithm, though. Using a popular beauty hashtag like collarbone challenge or belfie, you then post other, more positive content. If enough people do it, you can hijack the hashtag. There's also an exciting counter movement that you can join, hashtag body positivity.
Loud and proud, Australian comedian Celeste Barber is internationally celebrated for her humorous take on body positivity. She has more than 8 million followers on Instagram. where she parodies photos and videos of influencers. The intention behind it is serious, though. Just like the hashtag #RespectMySize, co-started by blogger Julia Kremer. US musician Lizzo also promotes positive body image. A growing number of Instagram channels now showcase images that don't conform to unattainable beauty ideals.
Most of what we see on Instagram and in other online spaces are people who are probably incredibly attractive to start with, and then the pictures have been edited, and we start to think that that's what most people look like, when in fact that's not what really anyone looks like, because even those people don't look like that. I think that it's really hard when we compare ourselves to essentially fake images to feel good about ourselves.
Body positivity activists are countering this with more authentic pictures, without filters or deceptive camera angles. The goal is simple: to normalize other body shapes so that they feature more often on users' feeds. Studies have suggested that this works.
There is some recent research that suggests that as we view more diverse images, we are more accepting of ourselves. And so I think it's not a complete win yet. There's still a lot of work to be done, but there is evidence that an appreciation of diversity can be nurtured by seeing more diverse images.
That's why some countries like Israel and France have made it a legal requirement to label photos that have been retouched. In particular, they check if models have been made thinner or given longer legs. Not declaring these manipulations is punishable with a fine. But that's hard to apply to international online platforms. Do you think it's okay to pose in a bikini to get a bigger following? Do Instagram's beauty standards cause you stress, or are you happy to go all natural and use the hashtag #NoFilter? Write to us on YouTube or send us an email. See you next time. Bye.